What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Draymond Green Show YouTube channel. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you like the post that you love. Thank you. 2011, you become a shark a shark investor on Shark Tank.
Yep.
Talk to me about that, because that feels to me like something you get into. Obviously, you are who you are in the business world, in the tech world. I've actually seen you out here at some of the tech things before. But talk to me about actually like going public with that. Was there more of the competition in it kind of to drive you to do that?
It was, network television, right? It was a chance to be on something. Television was a lot different back then. Regular TV was a lot different, right? To be on something, and 10 million, 15 million people could watch you was cool. But it was, because they asked me to come on as a guest first.
Yes.
So they kicked some dude off, and then they had Jeff Foxworthy come on to do 3 episodes. And then they asked me to come on and do 3 episodes. And I'm like, look, I don't know if this show is going to last. It's about business. Who knows, right? Probably not going to last. But I'm going to come on. I'm just going to raise hell, right? So I got on there, and I'm buying everything. You're right. I'll give you a deal. I'll give you a deal. I'll give you a deal. And then it was just like, they were like, okay, you get it. I loved it. It really sent the message to kids more than anybody that the American dream is alive and well if you bust your ass, right? And people coming from, Michigan, Idaho, Pennsylvania, Texas, standing on that carpet pitching us and going from nothing to something. I mean, that gets people excited. It teaches them about business, and to be part of that felt good. And so, I did it on a whim because I didn't know what to expect, but I stayed with it for 15 years now, because now kids are coming up to me. Hey, I've got this idea. I'm learning about business with Shark Tank. Parents come up to me. My kids, it's a show we all watch together. It's great, right? So that's why I've done it so long, and I just think it's an important message.
No, that's incredible, because it's a great show. I've watched it for years, and it's absolutely incredible. How much success do you see coming out of like companies that you find through Shark Tank?
It's like anything else. Like, you invest all the time. Like when we had Bogey, right? And he would tell me about your poker games and all the guys and all the investments and shit. And, Iggy the same way, right? You guys were like your own little investment club. And so we would talk about it, and it's about the same way, right? You got some big hits, and then you got, the what the fuck was I thinking, joints, right? And so I've had like Dude Wipes is gotten really big. They could do $200 million in business this year. And I forget, like $250,000 for 20% of the company or 15% of the, Beatbox Beverages has just blown up. They'll do $200 million in business this year. They just did a round at $200 million, and they're doing 15, 17 million in EBITDA. I was able to take some money off the table there. Mush, packaged oatmeal that you see, they're killing it. They'll do $100+ million in sales this year. And then there's ones you've never heard of, right? And then I've had some exits, where I've made 10 million or 20 million. So honestly, I was right around break even, losing up until about 2 years ago. And then these last 3 years, those 3 companies have just blown up. And so, Collars and Co is another company. It's just, I've had some really good ones that have taken off the last couple of years.
That's amazing. That's incredible. And to see that type of deal flow as often as you get to see it.
Yeah.
That's
it's not just about killing it either, because I've done deals where it's somebody that I know I'm not going to make any money, probably going to lose my money. But, it sends a message, right? That, hey, if I look like this person and they got to deal with Mark, anything's possible. And to me, that's important.
Absolutely. And that's going to bring us back to a topic later, because I do want to talk about how you work with your employees, but we'll get there. So I think it's absolutely amazing. I'm going to just go ahead and throw that out there. With what you've done with your employees, with the sale of the Mavericks, I saw what you're doing even after that, not washing your hands with it because you're still very involved, but to give back to people who's helped build these businesses. I talk about that all the time. So we'll get into that. But so in 2000, after selling broadcast.com in 99, you then go on and you buy the Dallas Mavericks. When you bought the Dallas Mavericks in 2000, did you think like you'd look up 24 years later and that you'd be selling that thing for $3.5 billion, or was it more fun for you?
No, it was all about fun. It wasn't like I'm going to buy this thing. Look, I'm the luckiest motherfucker in the world, right? to come where I come from, and then all of a sudden to have a B, multiple B's next to your name, I never imagined that, right? And so, my dad did upholstery and cars, and his thing was always about you only have so much time on this earth, and you better enjoy it, right? And that's what I tried to do. My motivation always, I wanted to get paid, but I wanted to get paid so I can control my own time, right?
Yes.
Until I got an iWatch, the day I sold Micro Solutions, I took off my watch and said, I'm never going to wear a watch again because I never want to be on anybody else's time. I wanted everybody else to have to work to my time, right? And so that to me, like when I bought the Mavs, that was the thing, right? I was 40, 41 years old. I would play pickup 3, 4, 5 times a week. So the idea of going and getting up shots with Nash and Dirk and Finley, and getting into little runs every time and not completely embarrassing myself back then, right? I mean, that was like a dream. So, and like negotiating that deal, I didn't even negotiate. I was just like, yes, whatever, right? And it was done. I walked in, changed some things up, and just, it was a ride. But I never thought I would sell it at all. But, the world changes.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's been incredible to watch what you were able to do with that franchise. Like, I remember growing up as a young kid and like the Dallas Mavericks being the laughingstock of the NBA. Very similar to how the Warriors were when we being the laughingstock, and to watch that, and you draft Dirk, and you didn't draft Dirk, but you kept Dirk, and but to have Dirk and the guys that y'all had coming through there, and to watch you build up the Dallas Mavericks into what they've become, it's absolutely amazing. How
made it easy though, obviously.
Yeah. Well, I mean, but here's the thing though. You take over the team in 99, y'all don't win the championship until 2011. To stick with Dirk for 12 years, that says a lot about you though.
Yeah. I mean, look, he was my guy, no matter what, thick or thin, right? And this game is hard, right? And it takes a lot of luck, right?
Yes, it does.
You want, and the story like Monte or Steph, right? Who are you going to take, right? For Bogey. And so, you try not to, I let Nash go. I might have had as many rings as you if I don't, if I make a different decision there. And so, sticking with Dirk wasn't hard, but trying to figure it all out, it's always hard. And the game changes every single year. Right now the teams are so much more talented. You could ride one horse, 2 horses back then, right?
Yes.
And there's two guys on the court that couldn't shoot, one defender, one rebounder, just a different game. And one guy could get you 50 wins in the season. It's not like that anymore, but all the way through, you have to adapt and try to figure it out. But, Dirk was just kind of a cornerstone that just made it easy.
All right, the NBA season is in full swing, coming down the stretch. Then we move right into the playoffs in April, May, and June. I can't wait. Spice things up with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA right now. All you have to do is put down $5 and get $150 instantly in bonus bets. Pretty good trade-off. I pay $5, I get $150. North Carolina listeners, do not forget. Welcome to the party. DraftKings Sportsbook now live in your state, North Carolina. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Takes 90 seconds. The code is Colin, C-O-L-I-N. Again, 90 seconds. Download DraftKings Sportsbook app. Put in Colin. New customers bet $5, get $150 back in bonus bets instantly. That is the trade. All right? The code is always Colin. The crown is yours.